Welcome everyone to our session on prompt engineering for beginners. In this presentation, we'll explore how to transform your AI experience through powerful prompting techniques. You could be a product manager, developer, or AI enthusiast, or trying to master prompt engineering. It can revolutionize what you are doing and how you are working and how you're dealing with large language models. The goal is to provide a comprehensive way and guide and help you understand and equip you with the skills to get the most out of these powerful AI tools. Let's look into the quick learning objective of today's session. The key learning objective is to equip you with practical skills to dramatically improve your AI interactions through advanced prompting techniques. You are not just going to interact with the AI in a casual, engaging way, but with an intentional technique. We'll start by covering the core principles behind effective prompting design and how prompts influence all the AI responses. This will give you a strong foundation in understanding the prompt fundamentals. Next, we will dive into the techniques of zero shot, one shot, and few shot approaches to guide AI without extensive examples and confusion as such. This allows you to get the most out of your AI interactions with very minimal training data. Remember, this is just for the beginners. This is not intended for an enterprise grade AI applications at all. We'll deal with that as we go into the details and mature prompt engineering techniques and guides. Right now, we are just going to explore some of the advanced reasoning techniques such as chain of thought and tree of thought to help you solve some level of human assisted complex problems. Finally, we will also cover the creative effective system prompts, which is really important and a lot of times ignored, which can establish very precise context for specialized tasks and allow you to get highly tailored responses from AI. Let's jump in. So what is prompt engineering and why everybody is talking about it? Prompt engineering is the strategic design that can actually help you provide input to the models and guide them towards what is that effective output that you're looking as an output from the systems. It's about creating a specialized language to communicate effectively with AI systems rather than just simply asking a question. What are the key benefits, right? So the key benefits include very precise, accurate, relevant responses, and also consistent output formatting. So remember, I'm not saying consistent output. I just said only consistent output formatting because large language models tend to provide a different output every time when you ask the same question as well. That's a behavior. And also, not just limiting to that, it can also be enhanced with further reasoning to reduce hallucinations and errors, meaning confusions and errors. Think of the prompt as an interface between a human intention and the AI capability. It's a way to optimize AI performance on a specific task. So if you look at this visual metaphor, which I have put in the slide, a brain-shaped lady wren with a prompt entering one side and multiple optimized solutions emerging from the other, right? It's exactly the same. So the input is actually going through different attentions and reasonings and neural networks, and the output is generated. The code emphasizes the importance of the prompt as well, how it is actually bridging between the human goals and the AI abilities. Let's look into what is system prompt and role-based prompting. System prompts establish the fundamental operating parameters for the AI, defining its persona, expertise, and behavioral boundaries before user interaction begins. So which means we are setting the context here more around. Role assignments allows you to direct the AI to adopt specific expertise or perspective, like acting as an experienced software architect or a software developer or a content creator or brand owner or a product owner. It could be anything. Constraints are nothing but setting the boundaries and requirements for the AI responses. It could be such as always include error handling, or like edge cases, and the output formatting defines what is the specific response structure, like providing answers in markdown tables and pros and cons. Effective system prompting remains active throughout the conversation. Remember, you don't have to repeat it again and again, so that you're able to create a consistent and targeted interactions without repeating in each one of your message. Let's look into zero shot and few shot prompting techniques. So let's start with zero shot. Zero shot involves giving the AI a direct instruction without any examples, which means we are letting the AI to think through and respond. This works well for simple tasks like summarizing an article in bulletin points, or summarizing a large document, etc. But one-shot prompting provides a single example. What does that mean? It gives a single example to establish a pattern for the AI. In this example, if you look at, you're classifying the sentiment. So when when the text appears I love this product, it means positive. The movie was boring means it's a neutral, right? So similar to that, we are giving some example of what it means. Few shot prompting gives multiple examples to teach the AI more complex patterns. Look at this example, so if somebody likes beaches, you can provide the patterns like suggestions like Maldives, Bali, or Hawaii. Or if somebody likes mountains like Swiss or Rocky or Himalayas. If you have not been Himalayas, I've been there, so it's beautiful, you should visit. Okay, so this is very useful for tasks like suggesting travel destinations or interest, etc. The key is choosing the right level of demonstration, starting with zero shot for simple tasks, and add examples only when necessary to establish the patterns as the AI needs to follow as you are refining. Next, let's move on to the chain of thought reasoning. The chain of thought prompting is a technique that guides AI models to break down complex problems into logical steps, mimicking human reasoning process. This helps improve overall performance on tasks that require mathematical problem solving, logical reasoning, and complex analysis that involves multiple inferential steps. So to implement chain of thought, you can add let's think step by step. That's a very simple way of actually achieving it. Or provide an explicit example of the reasoning process. Or ask the model to share immediate conclusions, and then review it. Or you can even ask for the complete path. So just to give you some context, the researchers from Google have shown that the chain of thought prompting can improve accuracy on complex reasoning tasks by 20 to 40% compared to standard prompt, because we are breaking down the problems into multiple steps. So large language models are really good in actually performing and providing a better results when it comes to breaking the problem into multiple step-by-steps. Let's talk about tree of thought approach. It extends the chain of thought. It's basically building on top of the existing concept and method by exploring multiple reasoning paths simultaneously. So what it means is, let's say I want to create a social media campaign, and simply I ask, give me multiple options, right? So, or I can even just say, provide multiple starting points, which means create a campaign for Facebook, YouTube, and Instagram separately. So the ask is straightforward and simple, but the starting point is different and the end is different. Or it could be anyways, right? So with the tree of thought, which is TOT, we generate several starting points or approaches to the problem, then evaluate the intermediate results and pro and cons of each. And then we select the most promising path and develop them further, synthesizing the final solution for combining the best elements for our exploration. Another example is drug discovery. So when we want to actually do a drug discovery path, which is the which takes the least friction and most desired path, right? So or map selection, route selection. So TOT is particularly valuable for open-ended problems with multiple valid approaches, such as creative writing, strategy development, or complex troubleshooting. So the key benefit of TOT is that it allows you to consider a wide range of possibilities and select the optimal one which is desired. Let's jump into some practical exercises to help you put your prompt engineering skills into practice. So the first exercise, number 1. The first exercise focuses on basic role-based prompting, where you will create a system prompt that casts ChatGPT as a financial advisor and get investment advice for different age groups. As you know, the risk appetite goes down as we age, and the risk appetite can be higher if you are younger in terms of the age. The second exercise is a few shot learning, where you will create examples of converting customer feedback into product tasks that then you see how the AI follows your pattern with a new piece of feedback, right? So if you actually go to Amazon and search for a particular product, it actually summarizes the whole list of reviews and provides an overall summary as a feedback. So that's exactly the technique where it is used in real time. The third exercise you can look at is like the chain of thought problem solving, where you will compare AI performance on a complex logical puzzle without let's think step by step prompt. Like you can explicitly say, or without, you can skip that as well. So think of a problem statement and apply it. So the key to experiment with combining these techniques in different ways to see what works best for various types of tasks, right? So for the chain of thought. So are you ready to actually explore and do some practical sessions? I'll be covering them in the next session. So please subscribe and stay tuned for the next video. So this is a beginner series, and we will be extending and adding more content in here. Stay tuned. Okay, so finally, what is the takeaway? The key takeaway from this video is to understand the prompt engineering. The prompts are like code that a program typically defines the behavior of a particular code, just like that AI's behavior is defined to be precise, structured, and intentional, so that you can actually craft them like an art and provide relevant context which is very critical for getting accurate and useful responses from the AI. Just imagine the financial advisor example, which we saw on the previous slide. And prompt engineering is not a one-size-fits-all, not a one-time activity. It is an iterative process. Remember, you will have to fine-tune, refine the prompts and the responses based on how it is actually generating. You will have to always go and fine-tune. Just to give you some real-time example, the last issue that we were trying to solve at work was fixed by just increasing the context length of the prompt from like 300 to 500. So it's that iterative. So it's not like you do it once and then forget it. Okay, so and then what else we saw? The advanced techniques like chain of thought and few short learnings, which can be really powerful and solve complex tasks and provide reliable, structured output. So this brings us to the end, where are you ready to start your prompt engineering today? The journey can begin anywhere, and I'll be glad if you start from here. And just to put things in perspective, prompt engineering can dramatically improve your interactions with AI, reducing the number of back and forth messages that needs to be accomplished, so which means your cost is reduced based on the token consumption. And experienced prompt engineers report that there is an 85% success rate on their first try, compared to the frustration of the people who are not really equipped with the prompt engineering techniques. And these skills are highly transferable, right? So the techniques that I learn on domains for coding can be applied for the marketing and vice versa. And the key is to understand how to structure your prompts to communicate your intent very clearly and efficiently, And I encourage you to open any large language model like, ChatGPT or Grok or DeepSeek of your choice right away and start experimenting with these techniques. See yourself how prompt engineering can transform you and your AI interactions. Look forward to the next video. Thank you all.